All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm working on an 8-inch adjustable. It's a Betr-grip and it has a 9/16 inch, I don't know what you want to call it, open end on this end. And it's Vandalum metal. They back in the day, they came up with everything. It's called Betr-grip. This thing is probably 1930s, 1940s. I gotta really check on it first. I got it out of the water. It's been sitting in water for a week. I put it in a Rust-Oleum and then I set it in water just because I couldn't get to it. I don't know about some of you guys, but there's a lot of us that have to work for a living pretty hard, and some days we just can't get away from it. So I'm trying to do some videos. Okay, I gotta get a better screwdriver. Darn it. I'll be right back. All right, sorry. See, taking the screw out. I think there's a spring in this one. Some of these don't have springs, and some, or with the smaller ones. Ooh, this thing does not want to come out. There it goes. This is going to be hard to get back in, I think. Well, why don't you? What is the deal here? I know it's loose. I don't want to be doing this, damaging the threads. It's flash rusting in my hands as if we speak right now. I can see the flash rust coming on. There it goes. Come on out of there. Is it broken end? Or is that just the way they cut it? All right, let's see if there's a spring in there. There's a spring that holds it in, holds the wheel in place. There's a spring. All right, I'm gonna put this spring on a magnet so I don't lose it. Oh, stuck in there. All right. You can smells dirty motor oil on this. So one time this thing was in a garage somewhere. I don't know what I'm gonna do to this. If I'm gonna glue it or just, I don't know. See what it looks like. I thought about using some more of that truck bed liner material, but I can't use that truck bed liner in here in the center. We got dirt come out. You see that? Ow, got a metal sliver. Sorry, it's got to stop. Ooh, that hurt. All right. Actually, the inside of this thing looks really good in here. All right, let's take all these parts over to the wire wheel and just give them a once over. And then we'll go from there and see, I don't know, I may just see how nice this metal looks. It actually looks pretty good shape, but let's go to the wire wheel. Let's quit guessing. All right. I'm gonna try something today. I used the wire wheel on it. This thing is in great shape. I mean, it's really nice shape. It has a little bit of pitting on the end there. And that may not be pitting, that might be manufacturing, who knows? This thing's so old, it's hard to tell, but there's no real dents. But I want to try the belt sander. I just want to clean it up, see if I can brighten it up a little bit. I think I'm going to polish part of this just to see what it looks like. This thing is pitted. I'm not going to take, I'm not taking that much more metal off. That's enough. I'm going to put the fiber belt on. This is I believe this is a medium fiber belt. And I'm going to run over it with that, see what that does. What I'm doing is I'm trying to see if that medium belt will take some of the scratches off of the metal that the now I'm changing to the fine wheel, or fine belt, excuse me. Wow. Yeah, I hope you guys can see. You can still see the fine scratches on that, on the sides there. I'm going to go now to the fiber wheel and just run it over the fiber wheel and then start polishing it. I'm just doing this to show you guys there's, you know, different things you can do. And plus it's practice for me because I'm not the best at this by any means. So any opportunity I get to practice, that's what I'm doing. And plus I can show you, someone out there may need this or get an idea of what I'm doing or maybe they can do. Like I said, this is the way I do it. It works for me. This is not going to be a piece of art, but it's going to be a good looking tool, a good used tool. Okay, this is that fiber wheel, and it looks like it's like Scotch-Brite. It's compact and glued together. It's not a hard wheel like a stone, and it actually works really well. Just, you don't even have to buff. You could use this and leave your tools the way it is. I think it'll look just fine. But let's run this over and see what we get. All right, that's just a few seconds on that wheel. That's that one side, and this is the fiber wheel side. So it kind of brightens it up pretty good. See? I mean, it looks good. You could probably just leave it like this and put a coat of wax on it and call it good. So I'm going to go ahead and run over the whole thing, and then I'll show you a little polishing. All right. Now time for a little wax. What I'm going to do now is I polished it, and I just lightly polished this. I didn't even run it over the fiber wheel or anything. And it didn't turn out as good as this, but I don't care. One, I'm getting tired, and two, it's just a good used tool, but I want it to look nice. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to blue the inside here. Blue the inside of this. I'm getting all the rubbing compound off of it right now, cleaning it up. And I can use denatured alcohol to clean it with, but you know what? See, the carburetor cleaner does a really good job. I use carburetor cleaner because it dries fast. I've used it, and it doesn't affect the bluing any. I've read even the directions say denatured alcohol, but this is how I do it. Works for me. I know some of you guys watch my videos know that. I use carburetor cleaner pretty much everything. I don't mind. It works. I think I'm going to blue this too. Might as well. Get my little cup here. I want it to look nice. Plus I want to show you guys, some of you guys, options that you can have, that you can do. I use a little paintbrush, an artist brush, to apply my bluing. For one, because I can get detailed, and two, I always forget to buy cotton swabs. And you know how hard it would be to get the cotton swab down in here to do this? Just like this. That's all I'm going to do. And it's really, oh, that's another thing. Around here where I live, I'd love to get like Tester's model paint or some type of paint to do detail work like this. I cannot get it here in this town, not without ordering it. And I would rather see what I'm buying, because online you really can't see. And sometimes you get shafted because it's not it's not as presented online. So anyways, that is why I don't have any more. I've done paint. I've sprayed cans of spray paint into a cup and used paint that way. It works okay, but I want some Tester's paint, but I'm not buying locally. I can't get it. Anyways, this bluing, it says to let it set for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, wipe dry, and then you can use stainless steel wool on it. Steel wool, I mean. And I've got some 4/0 steel wool here. Like that. Now I'm gonna let that dry, do the other side. My heater just kicked on. It's about 60 degrees outside. I like my shop hot. I work inside 75, 80 degrees. I hate cold weather. Cold weather sucks. Anybody that says cold weather's good's never tried dying in it. Tried dying in it one time. That sucks. Almost died of froze to death once. So I want to die in the heat somewhere on a beach. Damn sure ain't going back to Alaska. That sucked. Now, we'll let this dry. Oh, shoot. Gotta blue this, almost forgot. I was so focused on trying to, and I still didn't get inside the lines. Like a little 5-year-old coloring outside the lines there. Oh well, nobody died from it. This part here will be hard to use steel wool, and what I found is a little brass brush works good. I wonder if I can stick that in there. Yeah, I can do that. I'll use a brass brush on this too. Really can't use the steel wool on this. It's not perfect, but it's just a good old tool. All right, now gotta hurry up and get this done because I got a ribeye to put on tonight. My wife wants ribeye tonight. smoked some ribs yesterday, buddy. Those were good. They turned out great. My wife wanted sriracha, I don't know how to pronounce it. Some kind of sauce on there. I smoked it with them on there. They turned out better than mine. They were hot though. They were a little spicy. Here I am talking about food. I'm probably making some of you guys hungry. I can tell you right now, I'll make a vegetarian look bad because I don't eat vegetables. I eat meat. Feed the vegetables to the cow and then eat the cow. That's how I do that. All right, let's see this. Let's do this side. That actually looks pretty good. All right, let's look at this side and look at that side. See how it's, once you use the steel wool on it, it brightens it up quite a bit. Trying to get in the corner, right up in the crevice there. Man, all that fuzz. All right, let me finish cleaning up and we'll come back and take a look at it. I forgot to show you, I was going to use a brass brush. I need a better brush. My brush is getting wore out. There, see? Really doesn't take the bluing off, it just kind of brightens it. I blued this and then just use a brass brush over it. You can tell it's taken a little more of the bluing off than with the steel wool, but still, it works for me. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm just showing you things, options, things you can do. All right, now I'll clean up and come back. Okay, let's do a little bit. I'll do a little. This is wax, wax I'm using. It's some others. It's a wax and a cleaner all in one. I like it, I use it on everything. Good stuff. If you guys find something you like, use it. But this is what I do. It works. See, any of the black, it takes a little bit of that. There's anything that's left. See? That black stuff, most of it's the rubbing compound. You can't get all that compound. And well, I could have cleaned it with carburetor cleaner, but I'm afraid the carb cleaner may take some of the bluing off still, since it's still kind of fresh. Still kind of fresh. Well, this thing turned out nice. I mean, it's an 8-inch adjustable wrench, where people call this a Crescent wrench because Crescent's the most popular brand. Back in the day, Crescent was the most popular brand. In the 1920s, 30s, up into the 60s, there was a lot of major tool brands. And for those of you that don't know your history on tools, you need to look it up. Alloy Artifacts. There's a lot of major tool manufacturers back in the day that made a lot of good tools, a lot of good quality steel and everything. You got to remember, tools back then were made with American steel. Tools today, most tools today are made with foreign steel. You might have an American-made tool, but it's probably foreign-grade tool steel that made it. Oh, this is gonna, I just want to check the fit. Look at that. Fit and finish is perfect. Look at that. Yeah, that's going to work nice. Going to work nice. Now, what I'm going to do before we go any further, just a little bit of wheel on that, or wheel, a little bit of grease for that to wheel along there. And let me set this aside right here. The spring goes in the cavity like that. Oh, just in case someone wants to see. See there's a little spring right there? All that spring does is kind of hold the wheel from spinning, so it holds it in place. I should have got it in there further. There, like that. Put this in there. Come on, line up, line up. All right, where's my good screwdriver? Check that out. Now that is good ratchet. I started to say ratchet, sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, check that out. Vanadium. It's a 9/16 on this end, 8-inch, and it's a Betr-grip. Made in USA, and it's got a number here, R50. Little bluing, and you can see I blued outside the lines if you guys can see. Can't get it perfect, I don't care, I'm not worried about it. Check that out. Tell me that ain't a good wrench. And you can see, I wanted to show you while it's close up, this part I didn't do anything except just try polishing it. This part and this is where I used the fiber wheel and the fiber belts. Now you can see pitting. I mean, come on. I could have took all that out and ground it down, put a fiber disc on, and got a lot of the pitting out. Why? I spent too much time on it as it was, just to show you guys, you know, there's things you can do. Look at that. Somebody stamped it FS and the 3's upside down. I wonder if they did that to be an 8. But, you know, there's a lot of options. And I tried to show different things the way I did and how I clean this wrench up. But the old rusty piece of junk is now a good used tool. And I don't know what these sell for now, probably $12, $15. Betr-grip's not around anymore. They got bought out. Shoot, they got bought out in the 50s, 60s, I guess, somewhere around there. Pretty sure this thing's well over 60 years old, but still a good used tool. It's not brand new by any means, but it's not abused, not beat up, and it's a good used tool. It works perfect. Not a lot of play in it. Closes properly. There you go for, shoot, I got, I don't know, a quarter in this thing maybe, 50 cents tops. Good used tool, ladies and gentlemen. I did spend, let's say, an hour on it. But I didn't have to spend that time. I just wanted to show you different options, different things you can do just to clean up these tools. But right there, it's worth the time. If you find an old piece of junk like this, take a Dremel tool and just use a Dremel to clean it all up. It's not that hard. You can do everything I did here with a Dremel. If you've got an old grinder, put a wire wheel on it, a fiber wheel on it. You can do a lot with a fiber wheel and a wire wheel. It'll clean up just about anything. Put a coat of wax on it, stick it in your toolbox. As long as you don't soak it in water, you're okay. And you do, clean it. Clean your tools up when you're done. Don't let it sit in a bucket outside in the rainwater. You got rednecks around here do that all the time. That and dope heads. That's why the pawn shop has tools all the time, because crackheads around here and meth heads leave stuff lying around. They steal out of back pickup trucks. Anyways, that's a tangent I don't want to go on. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you like it, you do. If you don't, well, thanks for watching if you lasted this long. The rest of you that do watch, I hope you get something out of it. If anything, just a little entertainment from this redneck. Guys, have a good day.